Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is at your place, and welcome to the 2020 Untitled Goose Game any percent Glitchless tournament here on SpeedGaming 1. My name is Recold and I'll be doing commentary for you today. Before we start, I am going to throw you over, or I'm going to introduce the two runners. On the left side, we have fellow Dutchie, RowanVdv77. He is the current world record holder in any percent glitchless, and he's damn consistent at it. But it doesn't mean that on the right side, Alecat, all the way from Australia, that she has no chance. Rather, she is a force to be reckoned with, and I have high hopes for the both of them. Both players primarily, actually exclusively, speedrun Untitled Goose Game. And I will do the countdown right now. And with that, there's a small delay, so I can probably talk a little bit about what is any percent glitchless. As you might know, any percent is going to the end as fast as possible. However, the any percent route has glitches. If you've ever seen Untitled Goose Game, you might know what I'm talking about. So there are no glitches in here. There are some exploits that the runners will both be using. Oh, I heard... I've been looking at the wrong screen, nice. But both runners are off, and hopefully not picking up the boot. So the first exploit here is going through the fence. And both... Oh, Rowan got it, Alecat got it a little bit delayed. But it is a pretty difficult trick. So, this game has a lot of RNG. The first important one is all the way here. Rowan has really good RNG. You want... What's his name again? Willy, the groundskeeper over there. You want him to be all the way there. And be wet. If he isn't, you need to make him wet differently. Which is what Alecat did in a different way from what I've seen before. So the game is all about doing tasks. You get like 5 to 7 tasks per area, and you need to do all but one to trigger the final task to get to the next area. There are 5 areas, and you want to go all the way to the back. Rowan just raked the lake. Alecat is also on her way to do that. And right now you can see that Rowan is kind of making a mess of the garden. A small mess though. That is in the hope that we'll be returning to this area during the Bell escape. And yeah, hoping that Willy won't be in the way. Because normally he will be. Rowan's going to the next area with the trowel. Alecat having some problems getting Willy to get the hat on, the sun hat. In the meantime, making a mess of the garden. Hopefully not too much of a mess. You see that Rowan actually brought a trowel from the first area to the second area with Willy. That is because actually having Willy buy back something is faster than having little Timmy over there buying it back. Fortunately, he's having some problems handling the shopkeeper. But shouldn't be mattering too much. And with that, Alecat also got that. And she's off to the second area if she doesn't go too far with Willy. Every NPC is like a limited eyesight. And that's Rowan triggering the final task for the high streets, the shop area. And just like the previous area, he's taking the glasses all the way from area 2 to area 3 because it saves a little bit. So really important to know is that every NPC has his or her own priorities, randomness, and other stuff, and cycles. And you need to react to it. So Rowan is on the walk of life all the way to third area. And Alecat is having some problems with the broom. That's not something I've seen before. Actually, that is something I've seen before. Rowan currently is hiding all the shoes, or the one shoe, and the newspaper. Hiding the shoe is part of one of the tasks where you need to make Roger, his neighbor over there, barefoot. And a newspaper, because the newspaper, like, not having a newspaper saves a lot of time. This is the most unsafe spot where you can have it. But if you do your movement well, it shouldn't be a problem at all. Roger isn't the smartest tool in the chat. So the other neighbor is Tina. And Tina is the messy neighbor. Her biggest priorities in life are returning the bell to life, but more importantly, fixing the fence if she knows the fence is broken. Currently, she does not. Alecat had some unfortunate RNG. The cycle with Roger was a little bit too far, but nothing too bad. Waste like a few seconds. I think you're going pretty right for Rowan. Same for Alecat. Just going alongside Roger, making sure that he doesn't see that you stole it. Tina is unfortunately on the lower half of her garden, meaning that she will 100% know that it's broken. So even though she got distracted a little bit, actually it did help. So it's not too bad. Rowan made Roger barefoot and broke the face, meaning that he's on the final task, which is clipping the rose. Might be a little bit too fast down here. Oh, he's playing it risky. But he will make it. In the meantime, Tina is still building up the bust on Alecat's side. And Rowan cheekily brought the bra all the way over to lure Tina. It's not that he's trying to be super cheeky, because the bra is actually the best item to take. The socks are pretty much an object and will actually slow you down if you run with it. But the bra is part solid, part ragdoll, and the ragdoll part is on the floor, so it doesn't slow you down. And with that, Rowan is going through the house to the pub. Last area of the game. And there was a sub-6 garden, and that is pretty respectable. In the meantime, Alecat is trying to be the most chic goose on the market, on the street. Got the bow. The old man that Rowan was playing with just now. He is not your best friend. He can spawn in one of 4 things, and I do believe that he had more unfortunate spawn. Yeah, he had the most unfortunate spawn pattern, but it's not too bad. Oh, Finny isn't here yet. That is some good gameplay from Rowan right here. And he is right on cycle. The old man is going to play darts right now. So he has to wait for it. And now he has to do something else. We need to start opening up the sink over here to make it fill with water. Wait 20 seconds and then hold the boat for 2 seconds. In the meantime, the pup lady, she gets aggro to it. So we'll have to distract her. And fortunately, that's pretty easy to do. Pretty important, the pup lady. Her most important thing in life is making sure that the goose is not on the deck, which is being abused right now. She doesn't care about the rest of the pup area. But Finny's priority is not having the goose anywhere in the pup area. That's why he's followed. In the meantime... Oh, it was a duplicate animation. Alecat made it into the pub. And hopefully she's still in... Oh, she did not get the ladies to reward you. In the meantime, Rowan made a speedrunner. A Fallout speedrunner out of Finny. By giving him a happy little accident. That's intended, by the way, going over the dumpster. What's a little bit less intended is necking yourself all the way over. This is not a glitch. This is simply the same as just pulling yourself up. So this is definitely allowed in speedruns. Only thing Alecat needs to do now, I believe, is filling up the sink. And it's time for Rowan's bell return. So the whole world changes whenever you pick up the bell. Every NPC is on the lookout, and whenever they hear the bell, they do everything to get it. Little bit unfortunate from Rowan. He dropped the bell and Finny's pushing him out. And Finny is not one of the nice guys, but fortunately you can undo his shoelaces. So this will be... Will this be what Alecat needs to win? In the meantime, Alecat just triggered the final task for the pup area. And is on her way to finishing this off. Thank you for the subscription. In the meantime, Rowan is on his way into the back gardens. I've never addressed the names of most of the areas. And Rowan was in a pretty... Roger was in a pretty good spot right there. So he could just waltz by without a hinge. It's going into the store area. And that is pretty good. Whenever you get here, you want to look at the shopkeeper. If she does not have a broom in her hands, it's pretty much free. If she does have a broom in her hands, then you need to definitely watch out. And plan your next move accordingly. Alecat, in the meantime, is in Model Town and trying to get the bell. And Willy was in a really off spot. And a little bit close by. This might be a little bit problematic. But was properly distracted by a loose carrot. And this is pretty much it for Rowan. Alecat on the bell return. that's the first win for Rowan. With a 13-21, which is pretty respectable for a no reset run. I haven't said yet, this is the best 2 out of 3. Oh, this might be problematic for Alecat as well. Finny is on her neck. Everyone's aggroing to the bell. But she got out. And it's time for the rest. Might not like it, but I'm going to switch the audio to Alecat right now. And hearing a lot of bell noises. Pretty weird how you need to she actually rebuilt her closet there, so you have to re-break it. So right now, Shopkeeper is like all the way out there, so it's pretty much free reign. Unfortunately, she was a little bit too quick to get it, but the distance was great enough for Shopkeeper to not be any friable in the escape. Timmy actually getting close. But when the moment is there, he just chickens out. So he's not even a threat to begin with. Wooly currently is probably standing in front of the door. Well, he's about to. And that is what we normally try to not have. Fortunately, this is the easiest area to get through, since there's only one NPC, and it's the actual first area. And that is a 16, pretty much 06 from Alecat. Waiting for Rowan to get into starting position as well, and we will get ready for the second match. This is the best 2 out of 3, because these matches are pretty short. Okay, I hear that both are ready. So I'll do the countdown real quick. And I've given them the starting signal. Press space to honk, press Y to honk. It's pretty important to see that Rowan is actually playing with mouse and keyboard. And he's one of very few to do that, while Alecat is playing with a controller. And she is playing on a Nintendo Switch. Fortunately, this will not... this doesn't mean that she's at a disadvantage. The Nintendo Switch and the PC versions are pretty comparable, as the game is like... It's not a difficult game to run. A potato could run it. And just today, an Xbox One player... Oh, both got the squeeze. Yeah, but just today, an Xbox One player just got the any percent world record, which is a 218 in any percent, which is astounding. Switching back to Rowan's audio. Seeing what happens. Alecat definitely has a different thing going for her here, but it works out for her. It's slower than the best RNG, which Rowan didn't have. But it's definitely faster as a backup, and having the best RNG here is like a really, really low chance. So I don't blame her for going for it. In the meantime, Alecat and Rowan are pretty much in sync again, only a second of delay between them. Hopefully Alecat has some better luck. Yeah, she does it. Okay, who's the first hat wearer? Rowan, and there is Alecat. Both rake the lake. And both of them are making a pretty nice mess out of the whole garden again. Hoping that Willy won't be there. Alecat taking the lead by a second or so. Going into the second area, hoping that both of them not only sell the trowel, which is pretty difficult in and upon itself, but also, in the meantime, before the sale is happening, to break the broom. Rowan took lead again. And... oh, that's unfortunate on Alecat's side. She tried, but Roger was too quick into wanting to buy his trowel back. Rowan not even looking at it because the broom wasn't even there to begin with. And it seems really synced again. What happened? And all of a sudden, both picking up the fissionaries, fishing goggles. So something I said before, it doesn't matter what platform you're on. Everything is pretty right, and there are also no differences between the mouse and the keyboard controls. You might think, hey, there's free scroll mice, but we actually banned the use of that just to make it fair for console runners. The only thing we don't have effect on are loading times. PC loading times are like 2 seconds each. And every other platform is like 9 seconds or so. So the only categories that would be slower on console are 100% because you have to reload there twice or 3 times, and reverse area order, and some other categories that use resets on the category extensions that we just got last week. You got some pretty memey categories there. But other than that, Alecat and Rowan are both hiding all the stuff, and they're doing pretty well just yet. Alecat is actually making sure that Tina stays in the top half of the garden, just so that she doesn't see the fence from opening. Unfortunately, she had some problems with Roger. But she definitely managed to at least get the hat quickly. This will affect her T-cycle. The T-cycle that Rowan just got, which is pretty nice. But she definitely did the best play out of it. Both runners are pretty similar in time, actually. It's a really small difference, and anything can still happen. It's Untitled Goose Game. The RNG could be different. And if something goes wrong, it normally just backfires a whole ton. Like, it will definitely cost you the run. Not the race, though. Like, they're still people. I'm not expecting a world record run during a thing. But you know. It's really important to hold the face in the beak and lowering it so that Roger can immediately throw it without reacting to your ribbon. Even though both players lost a ribbon already. If there are any questions for the interview, please ask them in chat right now. Or later. And I can ask the runners. Assuming they want to. And we're pretty much halfway already. Both runners did a pretty nice sub 7 out of the gardens. There's definitely some strong play times you want to go for. It's really weird how you can buffer those ladies and get the task done as soon as possible. So that's Old Man 1. He was pretty bad in giving good RNG over at Rowan's side. I guess it's similar to Alecat's side. Unfortunately, oh, that was a good play. And unfortunately, Finny was in the way, but she lowered her head so that he actually could not break the glass. This glass will break as soon as you let it fall from beak height. But if you actually crouch, it won't break if you drop it or let it fall. Unfortunately, Finny is not the best friend of Alecat right now and just blocking. Yeah, blocking Alecat from going up the stairs. So there's a difference of about 30 seconds between both of the runners. Roger is planted. Finny is lured to the back area, but there is no tomato yet. Easily fixable. I love how he just also dragged Bob Lady along. And Alecat just finished and is also on the final task for the pub area. In the meantime, Finny got a happy little accident over on Rowan's screen. And is out of the pub area onto Model Village. Alecat did not lose Finny pretty nicely, which is unfortunate. And lost it. Okay, that's good. Oh, that was a good play on Alecat's side. In the meantime, Rowan just did that, I guess. Went over the fence. Again, that's not a glitch, that's an exploit, and exploits are okay. So the Bellax escape is currently on full tours on Rowan's side. And that was some pretty good placement from all the NPCs. The difference between an exploit and a glitch is really unintended by doing unintended stuff. But an exploit is doing unintended things by using intended movements. Like you're just necking over a... It's like pulling yourself up on a ledge. That's literally what's happening right here. But something unintended is like lowering your neck, letting go of an item, and grabbing an item to go through a fence, for example, clipping. That is very much unintended. I'm not the best in explaining. Apologies if it wasn't too clear. In the meantime, Rowan got through the area, through the back area. Alecat got pretty nicely through the pub as well. There's only 1.5 area in between them. It's pretty respectable. And going for high streets as well, pretty nicely. There's a really small chance that Rowan might mess it up, and Alecat will take the win home. Oh, there's Willy. He's standing in a more favorable spot than normal. And that's basically it for Rowan. Once he makes it to his spot. And doesn't do things like waiting. Or rock clip. Don't do rock clip. Roger just got Alecat's bell. And that is a nice 13 flat from Rowan. Gets the +1. He is done. And he is the winner of this match in the 80% Glitchless tournament. I'll tell more about the brackets later. His PB is a 20:29 or 12:29, meaning that he's only 31 seconds over his PB. Alecat's PB is a 13:47, and she will be within 20 seconds of that if Roger is nice. So I gotta see if Rowan is ready for an interview or not. Okay, she has a 14:7, which is exactly 20 seconds above her PB. Which, all in all, is still really, really good. Being this consistent. I need to say that she's done as well. So with that, this is... Where is this? This is round 4 of the brackets, meaning that both players actually had to win a few times before getting there. Both of them won 2 matches, but this is Alecat's first loss, meaning she's not out of the tournament just yet. Her next match is... this is 33, where is this? She is... 3 people need to do matches before we know what she's going to do next. In the meantime, Rowan is going to, what is this? The semifinals. And has to play against either Tasselfoot, myself, Phil Trout. No, that's it actually. One of us 3. Both are in. And here they are. GG's to the... Oh. GG to the both of you.
Thank you.
You both did really well, I have to say. Respectively, Rowan only 31 seconds away from his PB, while Alecat only 20 seconds away.
Yeah, the second run was pretty nice actually. I didn't feel bell return, so I can be happy with that.
I mean, other than some small stuff like the RNG and it's mostly RNG that set you back.
Yeah, the second run was... Yeah, the RNG was not that good actually. The first run it was pretty nice with Red really RNG. And the first one was actually better than the second one until bell return. Yeah, that was it.
I think I got most of my bad luck out of the way on the first one. I had Box Girl in the way on the bell return. I'm like, I think
Oh,
Rowan's
God.
already done. I think Rowan's already done, and this is just going to put the nail in the coffin. Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, he was pretty much done at that point around the time.
Yeah. I
Your
felt
second match,
like, yeah.
Your
Yeah.
second match was really, really good.
Yeah, I was
I
a bit
know-
more warmed up for that one.
Yeah, I noticed some things. Roger blocking you when getting rid of the pint glass.
Oh yeah, Vinny on the way out. Yeah.
Vinny, sorry.
Yeah, I shouldn't have gotten his attention. That was my mistake. And actually when I dropped the pint glass, I put it close to the latch, so then it picked up the pint glass when I meant to unlatch the gate, which then meant I almost dropped the pint glass there. So at that moment, I was internally panicking about breaking the pint glass. So I didn't mind that I lost the time on Vinny walking up to me at the fence there.
Yeah, out of the two scenarios, getting Finny and blocking you for a little bit is definitely better than dropping the pint glass. That was really close.
Yeah.
The other thing that you did that I had to write about is getting into the back gardens. You actually lost the hat somehow to Roger, but you really nicely manipulated him into bringing it to you.
Yeah, I just managed to sneak it back from him, and I thought it actually didn't lose any time at all because he went and sat back straight down. So I wasn't expecting it to work. I was happy with that.
Yeah, I really recommend looking back at it in a little bit. Really
Yeah, definitely will be watching Rowan's runs as well.
If it goes well.
Yeah, I don't have anything too much to say about Rowan. He just played really well.
Like always.
I mean, the bell return in the first run was pretty bad. But
Okay,
besides
yeah,
that,
the pub.
Yeah, the pub. Like, I tried to sneak around the small bush, but Vinny caught me, and that lost me like half a minute probably. But besides that, it was a nice run.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, thanks again, Raquel, for commentating, and SpeedGaming for putting the match on.
Thank
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And thank you for the race.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you for the race. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see.
GGs.
If you want to follow any of us, then definitely check out the links that's posted in the chat right now. So, Alecat, you actually got kicked to loser round 4, I believe. Loser round 5 even.
I don't mind too much because actually my first game was a bye, and then my second game, I think Yisk pulled out. So I haven't actually played many games. So going losers bracket, I'll get to play a few more. So
yeah.
Otherwise this would have like popped me through to winners, and then I wouldn't have gotten to play as many people. So
unfortunately, you have to wait a really long time because there are like 3 matches before that. The 4 matches even. 5 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 matches.
That'll give me
before
more
you can-
time to grind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I only got sub 14 last week, and I looked at Rowan. It's like Rowan it took 3 months to take off the next amount of time that I'm going to need. Okay, how much grinding can I do in 1 week?
So your opponent is going to be either Tasselfoot, myself, Rich Blue, Shady Force, the Fancy Duck, or Hippo Krampus.
Mm.
That's
Well,
a
it'll be fun.
mouthful. Yeah. And
I'm looking
for,
forward to it.
and for Rowan, your next match is either going to be Tasselfoot, myself, or Filtrout.
Yeah, we will see. We'll see.
Yeah, and you're going to the semifinals, which is pretty nice. So, with that out of the way, is there anything else you want to say before any last thoughts before I close it off?
No, just thank you for everything, and Alecat for the race, and SpeedGaming for hosting, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, everybody.
And with that, I do want to thank both of the runners. I want to thank SpeedGaming for hosting us, as Alecat already did. The next match that you might see is in almost 4 hours, which is Dhaka versus Green Snowdog, happening here on this channel. And 6 hours after that, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, there's Tasselfoot versus myself, also here on SpeedGaming 1. And then on Monday, you'll see Hippocrampus versus the Fancy Duck, which I already spoke about before, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In terms of speed gaming, there's not much going on right now, other than the match that I literally just mentioned. There's some more A Link to the Past randomizer daily races today, and some Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizer happening way later today. But that's about it. So yeah, there's nothing much more to say other than thank you for watching, thank you for running again, and eat your veggies.